walk barefoot and she in a name brand boot. Idiot thing that. Up and a dish, mama dirt and a put them gal first. You a idiot thing that. A buy gal Lexus, mama fi walk and a take bus. No sir, idiot thing that. Idiot, 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 that, idiot thing that. Idiot, that, idiot. We know you know that. Idiot thing that. Idiot, that, critter. Idiot thing that. Idiot, 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 that, idiot thing that. The system designed for the poor man, no stand a chance. And a idiot thing that. As the clock strike 1:59, them a lock off the dance.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Haphazard News. Roots absolutely, and the also the idiot thing feature this afternoon. It's now 1:09. Wow, we're running. But this afternoon we are going to be going into to some extent a little of discussion and getting the reaction from personnel who are in the transportation sector. So overnight, there was a big announcement regarding some persons call it amnesty. The government said, well, it's not really an amnesty, just giving time. So essentially a plan for operators, not just public passenger operators now, but motorists in general, who if it is that they have any traffic tickets, they will have a chance to actually make payment. This afternoon, we'll be speaking with the head of the Jamaica Association of Transport Owners and Operators, that's JATU, Mr. Louis Barton. He's there with us today, and also one of the principal persons there the communications personnel from the newly formed One Voice Transport Group, Mr. That's Reverend Finnegan. He's also with us this afternoon to gauge, to some extent, we're gonna get their reaction on the new announcement that was made rather overnight. Good afternoon. Welcome to Haphazard News.
Unmute your mics, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Sir Brown.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Brown. Thanks for inviting.
And we also have Jeffrey, who is from Mequitalk, there online. But before we go into anything, we want to gauge the reaction from Mr. Barton and also Mr. Finnegan. Mr. Finnegan want to go first on your reaction regarding the announcement.
All right, let me say a pleasant afternoon to all that are on the panel and to your wider listenership in Jamaica and across the world.
Yes.
From the One Voice Transportation Group, we are really appreciative of the initiative that the government has taken in giving us what came out in the press release, a payment plan. And the fact that government owe us no obligation based on the fact that we have garnered up these tickets by ourselves. And by law, what we are supposed to be doing is pay the fine. So we appreciate the fact that government has listened to our cry and our plea and has come through for us. However, we at One Voice have several concerns. Our first concern is the government of Jamaica had promised us that we would have an educational program for 6 months. It would have started June of 2022 and in December of 2022 to educate the motoring public on the new Traffic Act before it come into effect. We have not gotten that training program. And last week at a function, the minister mentioned that the educational program will begin in January and it will only be run for a month. In my response to the minister, I told him that with how compact the act is and the number of hundreds of clauses in it, 1 month educational program would not be enough to sensitize the motoring public where this new act is concerned. And so our position remained the same at One Voice, that the 1 month that is being given by the government is not acceptable by us, because in all fairness, no one can learn and understand the act, not even a part of it, much less in its totality in 1 month. Our second concern is the government set a deadline for the payment, which is the 31st of January. But we have not been given a commencement date when it will start. 2 is, we learned just recently today that the payment will have to be done through the court.
Yes.
And if it is to be done through the court, when is it do we start? Our other concern is that
Yes, go
based
ahead.
on the knowledge before us, the information we have drivers that it is going to be totally impossible for them to complete the payment in 1 month. Even based on the fact that tickets beyond 2018 will be written off, and tickets from 2018 to 2022 will be the one that we'll be paying. But we have credible information before us that even for those years, we have drivers that have in excess of 500,000 to be paid.
Yes.
And that can't be done in 1 month. We
Yeah.
have not heard whether or not during this payment period, there will be a relaxation on the warrants that are already been issued. And right now, as we speak, the police has been out from as early as 4:30 a.m. this morning, executing warrants in Eero Circle, Halfway Tree, 3 Miles, another section of the country. So while a payment plan is been given, the drivers are still out there up to right now as we speak, still playing cat and mouse with the police because warrants are being executed.
All right.
So while we appreciate the
Go ahead.
payment plan, we have concern.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Sir Finnegan. So, Mr. Martin, your reaction. So we've heard from Mr. Finnegan. Is there not enough time for education? Is that also the stance of Jatu?
Yeah, whatever Mr. Finnegan said a while ago, we're in total agreement with it, except have to accept. But I mean, let me say what Mr. Finnegan just presented. I didn't want to repeat it because we will be repeating things and wasting time. Because I'm in total agreement with that. My problem, and I really haven't taken to my members as yet, but I will be telling my members that I am not satisfied. Louis Barton is not satisfied with this proposal from the government, because as far as I'm concerned, transport operators are one of the most exploited group in this country. Right now, this 10,000, this 1 million tickets that is outstanding. How much of that tickets is for transport operators? Because everybody is blaming transport operators. I'm not paying this money, right? But we have to take into consideration that this 10,000 tickets did not have a value to it. If my estimate of each ticket being at least $2,500, they're talking about over $2 billion worth of tickets, and $2 billion worth of ticket to be paid by the end of January in 1 month. Call it 1 month because your Christmas money already finished, right? So it is terrible. Is more oppression. Is more nail in the coffin for transport operators. I really don't. I'm getting too excited. The portion where they allow us not to be paying anything prior to 2018 is good. But I'm not quite sure that this 1 million ticket, if any of them was prior to 2018, I don't know.
Right.
But the whole tickets, all of these tickets should be investigated, because the other part of it is that if we are getting 1 million tickets, right? What is in the system that causing few people to get 1 million tickets, 1 million outstanding tickets? It's not even tickets that is issued. It's just those that are outstanding. What is in the system that is causing that? It should be investigated and corrective measures put in. It could be that the driver is blind and don't see the sign. What is the problem?
Yes.
I think what about the parking? The parking is a sore point,
Right.
especially in the KMTR. What is going on? I think they have and Mr. Finnegan, I gotta throw it to your organization and your organization. Let us find out what are these tickets for, because I'm not going to blame
Louis
private
Barton,
operators.
Louis
I'm
Barton.
not blaming, yeah, 1 minute. I'm not blaming private operators, but let us see what the problem is so that we can fix the problem.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
so we don't have enough time here and here. The question
Yeah.
I want to ask you though, and Mr. Finnegan, when the minister said that you all should go back and draft what you all think is the right thing to do pertaining to a payment plan or amnesty, you all didn't ask certain questions. You all didn't ask, how is it that there's so much tickets outstanding? What is going on between Louis Barton and Edgerton Newman and other people? I know Mr. Barton was involved in the whole draft of the letter, but I'm sure Mr. Finnegan was involved in it. So why is it that you all didn't ask that question then?
Yeah, well, I just say I wasn't here to be involved, and when I came back, it was already gone into negotiation. So I didn't want to add anything else because one of my main concern is what's the value of these tickets.
Mhm.
That is one thing that we talk about. You're going to give me one month to pay off 1 million tickets, or it's $2 billion.
Go ahead.
Well, afternoon, gentlemen. I have a question here to both Mr. Barton and Mr. Finnegan is taking the issue. Mr. Newman said earlier in a newscast that he'll be trying to secure some sort of loans for the operators who might kind of pay the huge fine by the deadline date. How possible or how feasible it is for your group to secure loans for taximen to pay off these tickets?
Well, let me just jump in before Finnegan. JATU has already started at least to conclude negotiation with a financial company to give loans to members or to the entire fraternity who qualify, because that's a key issue.
That's
if
a
you
problem.
qualify for a loan, you will get a loan through the JATU negotiation. But we did that as a backup because we didn't know what would come through. So we said, well, okay, in case nothing works out for the operators, let's try to get a loan. But the loan is for those who qualified, and qualification for get money in Jamaica very hard.
That is so true.
Yeah, what Mr. Finnegan has to say about it though.
All right, we at One Voice had started to look at means of ways to assist our members financially, including loans. But I can tell you, based on our own investigation, more than 90% of our operators would not be qualified for a loan at any of the micro lending agencies. In addition to that, if we were able to get the loan in Sir Barton, the court cannot handle the payment in 1 month.
Exactly.
And I've been pointing it out that from morning in interview that I have done, because when 3 weeks ago, when the thing of bringing in your printout,
Yes.
and to get your court date, at the 2 courts in Kingston, you have in excess of 300 persons each day.
Yeah.
To the extent that the Chief Justice turned up one day, and when he saw what was happening, he made recommendation to the Justice Minister to extend the court hours to 9 p.m. and the court days to Saturday. And even with the extension, I was at Melbourne Court on Monday, and people were getting court date for the 16th and the 23rd of January. And one of my executives, who is a bailiff in Jamaica, he got his court date yesterday for February. It is an indication of the number of bookings that have already taken place in the court, that even with the night court and the Saturday court, the court can't handle it.
Yeah.
Now, with this payment plan now, where you're walking in with your cash, it is going to be a sore sight at any of those courts, especially those that are in Kingston and St. Andrew. So even if we were to get the loan for our members borrow money or whatever means, I hear some of them now start to plan to sell values that they have to just get
Oh.
the license sale.
Yeah.
They can't complete it by the 31st of January. And I am saying to President Newman this morning, it is important that we make the government know our concern from now,
Yes.
rather than on the 20th or the 25th of January. We start asking for extension.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
can't let it get
No.
to there.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then another question, and there is also a concern by operators that they have issued ticket, they have paid those tickets, and they're coming back as if they're unpaid. So how many of these persons who have enormous amount of tickets outstanding, how many of those tickets have been paid already and are coming back to them as unpaid tickets? How you plan to address that issue?
Let me help you with that, bro. I just told you the time to answer the question that Mr. Jeffrey asked. If when we were negotiating with the minister, if we had asked the question how these tickets come about. Not only did we ask the question, Mr. Jeffrey, but we pointed out to the minister that tickets that were paid in the 2018 amnesty are now at Ellison Road as outstanding.
That's a problem. That's a big problem.
Tickets that our operator had paid through the tax office and through the court are at Ellison Road as outstanding. We have an operator that had 1,224 tickets.
Wow.
He went to prison. He went to prison for 2 years for the ticket. His boss and another bus owner paid off the balance. He came out of prison 2020. For 2 years, not even a seatbelt ticket he has not gotten. But 2 Thursdays ago, he was arrested and taken to court for the 1,224 ticket that he went to prison for.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, idiot.
Luckily,
That is ridiculous.
luckily, his boss at the time saved his receipt of what he paid. And then the court was able to find his record that he was in prison. And that's how he got out. We have an operator. We have an operator right now with 352 receipts. And those 352 tickets is on his printout as outstanding.
No problem.
Mr. Finnegan, it is 1:26 now. We don't have enough time. The question I want to ask though, everybody know that the ticketing system have a glitch in it. Radcliffe Lewis, who sit on the board of tax, know that it has a glitch in it. Why is that you all want to write throne speech to the minister? Why you all listen to the minister? Listen to me. The government will look into this thing. It's not only bus and taxi drivers is facing this problem. Private
Yeah.
this problem too.
Mhm.
So why they all didn't say something about it? Is robbery going on? Is highway robbery going on by the government? Look
Well,
at Reverend Finnegan.
Jeffrey, I hear what you're saying, but one of our problems in Jatu is reaching out to the public, right? One of the things in Jamaica is that if you label something as a taxi problem or transport problem, everybody just jump on it and say, well, it's only transport operators who misbehave. Private operators don't misbehave. So it tends as if the public will not come out and support you. It really, and even transport operators also, everybody accept, because even this ticketing system, right? Let me point out something to you. 6%, only 6% of licenses in Jamaica belong to transport operators. The Transport Authority only issued 6% of the total ticket, of the total license in Jamaica. 6%. So we are saying that the 6% of the license in Jamaica getting unpaid tickets of 1 million tickets in Jamaica. Now, I just find that it just screwed to one side.
Yeah.
Usually we have a society where everything is mellowed in the middle. It's kind of balanced in the middle. But this is totally screwed to one side. I questioning what these tickets are about. And as I said before, we have to do an investigation of these tickets. At one point, I have to go to my members with this. I'm calling for a forensic audit of the whoever is issuing this ticket.
The ticketing system.
I don't know what ministry it is, but that
It's
ministry
transport.
it's probably transport, it's probably police, it's probably justice. We need a forensic audit of what these tickets are about. Mr. Finnegan just point out that that one of his operators went to prison and served time, and yet his tickets are still on the system. In Jatu, we are collecting. I have collected so far evidence of 3 of our members whose tickets are paid. They have the receipts of payment, but those tickets are saying that they are not paid.
On that note,
Out of time.
we're out of time, you know. But
So Mr. Finnegan, don't leave.
the consensus is though that one, the transport groups, they need more time to make payments.
Yes.
Right, with what's going on right now regarding this plan, and I think that's being echoed right across the transportation sector. Thank you so much, Mr. Finnegan, One Voice, and also Mr. Barton from Jatu for being in the hot seat and letting us know exactly what's going on regarding the new plan. Bless up.
Mr. Thompson, thank you very much.
Yes.
And thanks for having us.
Mr. Barton and Mr. Finnegan, don't leave. We're still live on air. We say goodbye to Roots FM. We're going to continue this. Can you go up until 2 o'clock for me, gentlemen?
2, half an hour.
Yeah. Yes, I can.
Okay, good. The question that I need to ask you people now, I asked it before, but because of, we're trying to get Roots FM out of the way. When you all was writing the letter to the Minister of Transportation, did you all put in that letter that there's a glitch in the ticketing system from the 1990s until now? And they need to investigate it?
It didn't go in the letter, Sir Jeffrey, but we had a discussion with the minister where that is concerned.
And what did he say?
Well, he is aware of the fact that there's glitches in the system. He's aware of it, and the Justice Minister is aware of it. The Justice Minister had publicly stated on the 15th of November. So they are aware of it.
So if they're aware of it, Mr. Finnegan, it is not only for bus and taxi drivers, it is for every single Jamaican. So if they're aware of it, I am pretty much sure there's some constitutional breach to this. In other words, they are collecting money on a false pretense.
Yeah.
Well, one of our executive member at the meeting at Boulevard Baptist last week, Thursday, pointed out to the minister that there was a breach of our constitution. And he is just an ordinary operator. He doesn't own anything in the system. He drives for somebody. And when he went up and quoted the paragraph and the section, everybody within the meeting was shocked. And he did point it out that our constitutional right, where the ticketing is concerned, has been breached. And we at One Voice has been having consultation with 2 different firms of lawyers on the matter. The major firm, I met with them on Friday, and they said to me that since the minister promised something to happen on Monday, we should wait to see what is happening before we move to the court. So I will be going back to meet with those.
Hold on, Mr. Finnegan. This thing is pissing me off, You people keep on waiting on the government. That doesn't give a damn about you all.
You must understand how. So Jeffrey, you have to understand now, that I have gone the route of seeking legal advice. And where I do not know the law to some extent, I would have to go by the advice of the lawyer. And this firm is a very reputable firm that said to me on Friday, wait and let's see what is happening Monday. Because the direction that we were planning to go in the court, he said it doesn't make sense we go that direction Friday into Monday morning. And then the announcement Monday night would be in our favor. Now that we have the announcement in the press release, then we are now prepared to go and sit with the lawyer tomorrow to look at the way forward.
Louis
But
Barton,
one voice group
we
is
have, Sir Marcel Clark from the Crime Prevention Unit in St. Thomas on. He's also an active voice in the transport sector. Based on what you hear, Sir Clark, pertaining to this ticket payment by the government, what is your views on it, sir?
Good day, everybody. Thanks for having me on, Jeffrey. And distinguished panel, good evening. I'm a bit disappointed in the window of opportunity to clear the tickets. And the government was always the one, always broadcasting the amount of tickets one individual may have. And I was hearing one man tallying his tickets, and he had $500,000. You know, where would one find $500,000 by February 1st?
Yeah.
Knowing that this sector is operating at a major loss. They haven't had a substantial or a quantified fare increase in quite a number of years. They got a mere meager sum the other day, which can't suffice with the rate that fuel is increasing at, and the spare parts and, you know, the whole operational costs. I think the government should have put at least a 6-month window on it. Some areas I'm not too clear on, but I need to reread it because I read it in a rush, but I need to reread it carefully to fully grasp in terms of the tickets prior to 2018 and when the argument of demerit points. I'm not too clear on that area, but I'll read it back when I have more time and I relax more. But I welcome that something came out of it. And the truth is, I must give credit to Mr. Finnegan and his One Voice group. You know, I know other persons may want to steal the spotlight, but the truth is, the One Voice group was the one who really massaged this reprieve that came at the somewhat of a 9th hour. Although late, you know, I must give credit to the One Voice group. Even when that persons were trying to undermine their process, they stuck the guns. And I think the icing on the cake, when they really had a one-on-one meeting with the minister, he was invited on one premise, but and they were trying to go around the stakeholders presenting their case to the minister. And when he really heard the delivery of Sir Finnegan and Madam James and Wildlife and others, I think that is what changed the tide, that the minister really understood what the real meat of the matter was and what suffering that the operators were going to, that they didn't want to pay their tickets. They always have said they wanted to pay, but they just needed time to pay, and that they didn't lose their license, and that whatever tickets were spoiled tickets will be taken off their records, and whatever tickets had the wrong fine structure on it. All those were the things that were paid already. They wanted those dealt with. And that is the part I'm not too clear on, if those things will be addressed in this period. I hope that those tickets that have already paid, that is on the system still, will be corrected. I'm hearing about a new system, but what is the system? And this is the first I'm hearing about a new system.
Let me bring in Louis Barton.
Yeah, well,
what I said earlier on. Go ahead.
Well, let me just address something that Marcel said. I agree with Marcel in the value of the tickets. I've been saying that from earlier in the program. We shouldn't be looking at the number of tickets. We should be looking at the value of the tickets. One person say have $1 million, right? And if you're going to, well, I'm in the right now, if anybody is coming to Jatu to arrange payment and to try to get a loan, they're going to get a loan based on the value. And whenever you're negotiating money to get a loan or anything to have to do with money, is a time period. You cannot borrow unless you're some big billionaire. You cannot borrow $1 million to pay it back in 1 month. So when they said 1 month, or even 2 months to pay off what these transport operators have, who have not had a fare increase in a number of years. It is just ridiculous. It's just a way of set it up so that we can have more problems, right? But as far as what JATU is doing for the future, we have had experience in going to the law, in trying to go through the legal process. I'm not going to knock Mr. Finnegan for that, because I think is an appropriate way, is one of the ways that we can do it. But as far as JATU is concerned, we tried that before in other cases, and our members never come up with the required amount of money to deal with it, right? Some of our members put up, I think one guy's probably put up $1 million sometime in the past, and he was able to get back his money, and we weren't successful in that thing. So I'm not knocking Mr. Finnegan for trying that route, and I would support him in going that way. But JATU is not going that way at this moment, right? What I am personally going to recommend to my association, because we haven't had a time to discuss this as yet, I want to go back to the public defender, right? We have been to the public defender on other issues, and we have failed with the public defender. But at this moment, Jeffrey, I'm going to recommend public defender. I'm going to support Mr. Finnegan if he has any traction on that issue, right? But if nothing fails, I think we have to go to the John Public, probably the way Mr. Finnegan went to the John Public. I'm not advocating anything right now, but it's only the public can save us. And then we have to go with the right information, that these tickets is not only for transport operators. These tickets affect all of Jamaica, and Jamaicans going to suffer for it, not just transport operators. And if it's going to affect the transport operators, it will affect the passengers, because if you don't have operators who have a license to drive, then the passengers not going anywhere. In the KMTR, the few JUTC, broken down JUTC, cannot carry the amount of passengers in the system. We have to remember that I think it's about 400 buses supposed to be operating in the KMTR. Right now, as we speak, is close to 200. So there's a hell of a shortfall, and it's the transport operators who is making up that shortfall. If we don't deal with this ticketing system, I don't know if it's 1 year or 6 months or 3 months, but something going to happen with the passengers where they're not going to be able to move around and close down business. And it won't be a strike. It won't be a strike. Well, you could have probably called it a government strike, because they are the ones who is pushing the drivers out of the system.
So, Reverend Finnegan, so right now, what is the take on your operators then? Can they pay the money up front? I shouldn't be asking that damn question, no, because I know they can't pay it. What is the way going forward with them? Now the government says yes, they're going to give them a payment plan. What is the way going forward? Oh Lord, it's like I lost Mr. Finnegan. Louis, what is the way going forward with all of this?
As far as I'm concerned right now, I have to be mobilizing my operators to find out what they are going to do. I talked to some of them this morning, and some of them are satisfied based on the present condition, but they are satisfied without the required information. I don't think they have enough information about what is being offered, right? I think it's very important, Jeffrey, that we know what's the value of these 1 million unpaid tickets. My estimate, how I come up with that estimate, is that each ticket might be at least $2,500, at least. I don't know if anybody out there who have a ticket for less than that, right? Now, if each ticket is $2,500, then that is $2.5 million that is outstanding. 2.5 billion, sorry, not million, 2.5 billion. You cannot pay that off in 1 month. So we have to let operators, let Jamaica know that what is proposed here is just totally impossible. And Mr. Finnegan said that earlier about the chaos that will be involved in trying to pay these tickets at the different courts, especially in Kingston. So it is, to me, Jeffrey, is mobilizing, telling people, asking transport operators, and telling the public for one, because as I said, I'm kind of limited now, Jeffrey. Limited in the sense that I haven't spoken to my members yet to kind of feel of where they would want to go. Because what I am telling you is what I'm going to tell them. If they are convinced, based on what I'm saying, if they are convinced of the truth in or the logic in my thing, then we'll get to some direction. But right now, I'm going to recommend as a first step, we go to the public defender to show them. But I'm not right. I'm not going to leave out going to the same government ministers, the minister of what you call injustice, and other ministers who who's relevant to this situation. We have to get to them to point out that the logistics of this deal doesn't make sense. It is just totally erroneous. We cannot operate like that.
I wanted to ask Mr. Finnegan a question, but we have lost Mr. Finnegan.
Yeah.
So I am trying to figure out if he's going to come back on, because there's a question I need to ask him that maybe you can't answer me, Louis.
Yeah.
The thing is this. The system has a major glitch in it.
Yeah.
A major glitch in it.
Jeffrey.
I'm trying to figure out if they're using this system that is ripping off poor people in this country to pay the government collect billions of dollars, to fix the road, and they haven't done that.
Yeah.
So why are they collecting so much billions of dollars off of the tickets? Same way they can write off people who own radio station taxes.
Yeah.
And write off big company taxes. Why they can't write off this?
Exactly. Well, Jeffrey, I don't know. You're a person who is like you're a professional wordist. you're a verbalist, right? I don't know if the appropriate word is glitch.
Damn
glitch? I think that would be more appropriate. Something is wrong with the system, the ticketing system, and away from it being wrong, the intent. I don't know. I think Mr. Clark a while ago said that he didn't know of the new system. I didn't know of the new ticketing system either. But if they're going to build, if the new system is building on what exists now, then the new system will also be at fault. The new system will be like a double jeopardy. It's more than a glitch. It's a damn thief. That's where this new system will be. But we really need to identify the system. What is it all about? Where are you getting these tickets? Are you getting these tickets for seatbelt, for parking? What are we doing? And then we can correct the system. The system not supposed to be a collection agency. It's not supposed to be for taxes, because that is what it is now. You pay into the system and the money go into the consolidated fund. So it is part of funding for the government. What should be what they should be doing is to reduce the amount of money that is going to the government from transport operators. That is the aim. We're supposed to be providing a decent transport, not a money-making transport for the government.
But every damn organization in this country is corrupt, Louis.
Yeah.
Every government in this country is corrupt. From Garden House, King's House, Jamaica House, Transport Authority, Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Finance, Education. Everything in this country is corrupt.
Yeah.
And we can't stand by it. We cannot
put up with it.
We cannot stand by it and allow our government to continue raping the economy of this country. We cannot stand by and allow our government to continue taking poor pauperizing bus and taxi drivers for fool.
Yeah.
What I believe? That the poor pauperizing bus and taxi drivers do not know their constitutional rights in this country.
Right. They don't. They're poor. Poor people
So
don't
what?
have no
There's
right
two
to
laws
this
in this
food.
country. One for the Vumba, one for the lower class people who live below crossroad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The system is thieving the poor people of this country because if you pay for the ticket, why the hell at warrant is out for you to be locked up?
Yeah. And the other part of that, Jeffrey, another part of you paying your ticket and you can prove that you pay your ticket. The other part is that you pay your ticket, but you cannot prove it. You don't have the receipt. When you pay that ticket 5 years ago, when you pay it in 2019, that's 4 years ago, you don't keep those receipts. When I pay a bill last week, I don't even keep the receipt. And a good amount of operators don't have the payment, the proof that they're paying their tickets, that they're paid their tickets. So you is the government say the government accuse you of something, and because you cannot prove that you are innocent of it, you are found guilty. They don't have no proof neither that you don't have it. Because I'm hearing this morning, I don't get to check it out as yet, but I'm hearing that the tax office where operators would usually pay the tickets, the tax office is resisting giving operators proof that the tickets were paid. That is
Why?
one of the things. I guess it's just bureaucracy. I don't know why. I just heard it this morning, but it's probably a bureaucratic move where they don't want to go and do the search that is necessary. I don't know.
No. Louis.
Uh-huh.
It is the right of a customer to go and ask for a copy of a receipt.
Yeah.
In which modern democracy this damn Nancy can continue to have more and more in this country.
Exactly. No, I agree with you. I know that everybody's supposed to can go to a company and ask them for the receipt, a copy of it. But as I say, they're not refusing to do it. But I heard that there's a resistance from probably the clerks, right? Because now we have to, if the people who are telling me this, I don't know at what level they went to, but if they went to the bottom level, the clerk level, clerical level, and they got that resistance, then I have to take it to a higher level. So that is one of the steps that we want to go to, right? But that is where we are now.
I think what your organization should do, Louis, is sit down and talk to these bus and taxi operators. And when they pay the ticket, your organization should have a computer, have a software, where they put in a Louis Barton. Louis Barton pay a ticket of $5,000 on December 14, 2022. You have it log into that system. And if you end up losing the this receipt, it's already in the system. You can go and print it and carry to them.
Exactly.
Because it continue happening over and over and over because nothing is being done about it.
Yeah. That's a good idea, Jeff. That's something that I have to take into consideration, because we just cannot continue like this. It doesn't make sense.
A lot of people believe, Louis, that it's only bus and taxi operators go for. No, it goes for the wider Jamaica. The ticketing system is for the wider Jamaica. And only bus and taxi operators. And the government is going on with this damn thiefness. They're thieving the poor people of this country.
Yeah. And because they're poor, they're not able to analyze things and say, but wait, what can I do about it? Or this don't make sense. People always say it don't make sense, but then go ahead and do what doesn't make sense. They don't stop, they don't try to put a stop to it. That is the way Jamaicans are. And then I know that is wrong, but I can't blame them because they're under pressure. If you don't do what the powers that be say you must do, then you cannot operate. If you don't pay these tickets now by February, 1st of February, end of January, then you cannot operate. If you operate, they're going to take away your body. They're going to put you in prison.
And the damn fool them. I don't care what vex with me this evening, Louis. The damn set of fool them. When election time come around, them same tax about on shower labor rights, high up and all kind of damn nonsense.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. We accept anything that is given to us. you know, I wasn't around during slavery, obviously, but I read enough to kind of understand what it was during slavery. When the slave master said, when the slave master say, do this, you just have to do it. Because if you don't do it, you don't eat, you don't get a place to sleep, you don't do anything. So, you know, it is similar. What we are experiencing now is very similar to what is happening during slavery. And that's why some people saying slavery did not end. The physical chattel where we are under, we are owned by somebody and we are legally owned by people. That doesn't happen again. But mentally, we are still owned mentally by some big person. So slavery, that the slave mentality still exists, and you can feel it in your daily life. It is all over, especially in transportation, but not only in transportation alone, but all over. Whatever we're doing, we are being forced to do it without even having an input. That's the thing. We don't have an input on proposed policies to say, this is where we're going, this is what we're going to experience. We just have to accept what is happening to us. Excuse me a minute.
But you know something, Louis Barton? You see, if we in this country don't speak out, then everything gonna continue going on year in, year out, every 5 years we change. We swap black dog for monkey in this country.
Exactly.
And that's the thing
All the
happening.
time.
Until now,
Yeah.
I don't hear the People's National Party say a damn thing about what is going on with this ticket system.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, Jeffrey, you know my position, right, politically. But the PNP have not done anything over the number of years to better the living condition of transport operators. What both parties been doing is doing a band-aid solution. You know, when you have a sore and you put a band-aid on it to cover it up, because it's going to fester somewhere else. And that is what is happening now. We need a policy, we need a national public passenger transportation policy that can take care of some of the evils that is bestowed on us. And none of the parties right now, I can say none of them is putting forward anything. I don't even know if they recognize that there is need for such a policy. What they
recognize
talk
it.
to.
They
What they
recognize it.
talk to.
I bet, hold on, Louis. I bet you, if one of their Vumvava friend comes to them with an idea for a parking halfway tree, they sell the land lock, stock, and barrel and give to the person, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But when they come on to us, we're putting them inside, they don't give a damn about me. And this is the time for us to wake up in this country.
Yeah.
I am saying to the bus and taxi operators, local government election coming up, general election coming up, wake up.
Yeah.
You better wake up.
Well, Jeff, that's all you can do is say to them, wake up. I don't even know if anybody
The fact of the matter is, the justice minister knows that the system is robbing poor people in this country. Minister Ardleshaw knows the system is robbing poor people in this country. And they sit down and accept the fact because what? Me not give a damn who want vex this evening, you know. Some money that go somewhere. Some hanky-panky going on in the transport sector.
Right,
when it comes on the collecting money.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm not even going that far. I'm just saying right now, Jeffrey, we need a public passenger transportation system. I keep on repeating that as if that's to say that is somebody must give it to us. I'm gonna take a different stand from now on. I'm going to address the association or the association leaders to let them know that, let them point out the fault of the system and ask them what can be done to address the system.
Louis,
because they're not doing it.
Louis,
I think we have to come up with that system.
But Louis, You believe that the powers may be, no, sir. Some of these presidents, so-called presidents for these taxes association, involved in some hanky-panky sitting.
Probably so.
They know.
And
They know, hold on there, because they know that. And they can call on president and say, look, let's strike. I give them my money. They're not strike. So the government continue using these so-called presidents for life.
yeah.
And who are vexed to see them vexed with me, I don't give a damn. Enough is enough. The time has come for us in this country to speak about the corruption in this country. If the corruption don't come out of the transport sector, this transport sector will never continue, will never stop. Me and you gonna continue talking same time next year about the same issue.
Same thing.
The transport sector is corrupt.
Yeah.
Stem from some of these presidents who selling license and collecting money under false pretense.
Yeah.
And because the government knows about that, the government is going to do a damn thing for you to help you know. The truth is the truth, Louis Barton.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. And it's we in the association have to deal with it. Because for years we've been calling for other people to deal with it. So it's about time that we start to take the step to correct the situation. If we don't correct it, then I'm of the opinion you can't blame outside forces when you're not doing anything about it. You have to blame yourself first, and then you attack outside.
Exactly.
Forces. Right now, we're up the creek. Anyway, Jeffrey, I'm sorry, Jeff. I have
It's
to make
2
a
p.m.
run.
I know you have to go,
Yeah.
but I hope you can come back on the next time for us to speak some more about the issues of this country of ours.
Yeah, man. I'm always available, except Christmas time.
That was Louis Barton, president of JATU.
Yeah.
That was Louis Barton, president of JATU. Louis, your final word to the public transport sector and to the wider Jamaica.
Well, to the wider Jamaica, I really love for Jamaicans and especially the public transport sector to be aware, to be consciously on the lookout for things that affect them in a negative way, positive or negative. But whenever you see something happening on the road that doesn't make sense, think of what you can do to stop it. And if you can't do anything about it, think of a way that you should be able to do something about it. There was a time when you can go to I'll run it on too much, but you could go to your MP for solution. Probably there's no solution there now. But we have to be conscious of the things that affect us. And if we are not there, then, well, the thing, dog near me supper.
You know, Louis, I said to a friend of mine a couple of nights ago that we're faced with a problem in our country. And if we don't stop this PNP and JLP bangerang in this country, it's not going to stop, Because you have people who say them a PNP, they're not talk about the PNP. People who say them a labor, they're not going to talk about the labor rights. And the country just going down a slippery slope.
Yeah.
In which modern democracy, you believe that the United States could have a ticketing system and has a glitch in it from Wappy Kill Philip and none is done about it?
Exactly. That's the
only
thing.
in Jamaica.
That's the thing, Jeff.
And the people of this country continue voting. No better barrel, no better herring, swapping black dog for monkey every year. Every 5 years. You hear nothing from the People's National Party pertaining to the ticketing system. And they know the system has a glitch in there from Wappy Kill Philip.
Yeah.
And nobody does nothing about it. And for the people of this country now, who get tickets from the authorities to go and pay the system, I will continue saying that Louis Barton don't pay or Jeffrey Tavares don't pay.
Yeah.
And we must continue like this in this country.
Jeffrey.
Louis, thank you for coming on, my brother. All the best, Louis Barton from JATU.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. We are faced with a problem in Jamaica, my friends, that we need to wake up in this country. The time is now. The time for us to wake up in this country is now. And if we don't wake up in this country, then God help us. And I am saying to the bus and taxi operators of this country of ours, Jamaica land we love, wake up. Wake up. Want to see what's going on? They can write off millions and billions of taxes for radio stations and for big companies. You don't realize that you don't work onto them. So why is it? All because of the almighty money. When they call pound for go a conference, you know, jump on the car and go a conference with them. Every 5 years is the same thing. When are you going to wake up in this country and realize that they don't give a damn about you? The only people that care about is the people of the Vumvava and the Vumvavi. Corruption stinks to the highest heaven in this country. The Ministry of Transport corrupt. Like I start first. King's House corrupt with the Governor General. Jamaica House corrupt with the Prime Minister. The Ministry of Finance corrupt. The Ministry of Education corrupt. The Transport Ministry corrupt. The Agriculture Ministry corrupt. Every single ministry in this country is corrupt. Corruption stinks to the highest heaven in this country. We're not going to stop this PNP and JLP shit in this country and wake up. Wake up, my fellow Jamaicans. Wake up. We can't continue like this. We cannot leave this country for children. We're talking about a 2030 vision. To go where? Where? The Minister of Transport and the Minister of Justice know that the ticketing system in this country has a big glitch by thieving poor people of this country. And they still want people to go and pay the tickets. And they just sit down, sir. In no other modern democracy can this happen. It could never happen in the United States or in Canada, or in London. In which modern democracy can this happen? We're a banana republic. Jamaica is becoming a banana republic. We're becoming a banana republic in this country. Then Jamaica's democracy is at risk. The police go out there every day. And they target the poor paupers in bus and taxi drivers. But they don't target nobody else. Because we're becoming a milking tree for them. I want to see them want bass, give me something on mad as hell. The police is the servant of the people of this country. The Prime Minister is the chief servant of the people of this country. And if we don't wake up in Jamaica, then my God, our corners dark in this country. Our corners dark in this country if we don't wake up. Dark like midnight. I am not saying majority don't get the tickets, don't commit the tickets. But what I'm saying, this system has a glitch in it. Why is it that they can write off the people of the Vumvavum and the Vumvava who owe taxes? Write off for them sitting. Why they can't write off for something? Anyway, make I stop rent and rave this evening. This is where I say thank you all for coming on. Where we're talking transport. The government of Jamaica give the bus and taxi operators a ticket payment plan. Can it work? We don't know. But the Ministry of Transport, along with the Prime Minister, must look into the ticketing system in this country. And let me make something clear. is not only bus and taxi operators are going to have this problem. The problem lies within the transport sector, where the machinery will have a glitch in it. You'll pay your ticket, and when I go back and look, the ticket don't pay. They have a new road traffic act that is in. Jamaicans wake up. A new gun regulation and gun bail act is in rather. A new bail act is in. Jamaicans wake up. For far too long, the government of the day, the government of yesterday, the two political parties in this country have been infringing on the fundamental rights of the Jamaican people. Jamaicans, wake up. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. Until you hear my voice again, may God bless you, and may God have mercy on Jamaica land we love.